Hey guys, how are you today? We are going to talk about comparison and how it truly is the thief of our joy. I'm going to share a personal testimony as to a situation that arose that unleashed some hidden feelings and emotions. So much to the point that I felt an instant release once I got them out. But I'm still dealing with the emotions. I'm going to try not to cry at all during this silly video. We'll see. First, can I say how good the coffee is? I have not made a cup of coffee in a while, so I am loving it at the moment. Second, I am a real person with a real home and a real life. There is snapped on in the background. You're gonna see stuff on my cabinets. I don't like stuff on my cabinets, which means I have not cleaned my kitchen yet this morning. And I have a mess back here. And I have a dog that's probably fixing to bark at something outside. That's called real life. I want to read something to you first. And this kind of will open up exactly what I'm talking about. And then I'll share something else that I shared this morning on the Facebook page for One Pretty Little Box. So a little backstory on AUTHORTUBE, that we have a little tea going on. If you're not an author or a book reviewer, you might not understand what an ARC is. An ARC is an advanced reader's copy. It's a draft. You usually send them out for an honest review, and they are usually free. One particular author, however, has put her ARCs under a particular tier on her Patreon page, which is, she's got the right to do so, I guess. It's a gift. It is a gift to her highest paid Patreons, which if they're going to pay $50 a month and you're requiring them to pay that consistently for 3 months, that is a super fan. And you're not going to get an unbiased review. So it's kind of a little shady. But for me, that was kind of the tip of the iceberg for this particular person. I've looked up to her for years. Actually, she's the one who introduced me via her videos on YouTube to the AUTHORTUBE community, and I'm very grateful for that because there's some amazing people out there. There are some amazing content creators out there who are doing writing books, who are also doing YouTube, and who are doing many great things in this world. And then there are some who are very skewed in their thinking and has become manipulative and very judgy, even though they don't want judgment on themselves, and has also gotten a little shady. I'm not going to put a name. I'm really not. You're going to hear initials because that's the initials that I used as sharing this particular thing. I just used her initials, didn't use her name. I didn't want to credit her name. Again, I'm going to tell you, I looked up to this person for a long time. And slowly, bit by bit, I realized, no. This is not okay. This is someone who is trying to manipulate me and others into buying their product by portraying their life as this perfect thing, and if you just do what she did, you could achieve that too. Have you heard of anything like that before? I think we've all seen sales pitches. If you just take this diet pill, you will be slim like me. If you just use this cleaner, your house is going to be sparkling with glitter everywhere. If you just read this book, your marriage will be perfect, just like mine. Come on already. She's a great salesperson. I almost bought into it. I'll get to that in a minute too. So I'm going to read this because a lot of people were talking about the ARCs and the twisted system that was being used, and even a parent was very concerned. But I've had many mixed feelings about KM for a long time. As a self-published author, I have watched her content and then walked away feeling like I was nothing as a writer because I'm trying to balance my marriage, a full-time career, twin teenage boys, a dog, a cat, and a partridge in a pear tree. You guys, I have to throw a little humor in everywhere I go. Sometimes finding time and energy as well as creativity to all flow at the same time is a miracle at its greatest moment. Yet, I felt unworthy to call myself a writer. Almost embarrassed because of the lack of effort I could give. Because I don't have a fancy office, unlimited hours to devote to writing. Hold on. This is why I've avoided this video. I'm sitting here in tears, relieved because I realized I was comparing myself to someone who lives a completely different life that I do not want to replicate. And by golly, I'm doing dang good at what I do, even if I can only get in a few hundred words sometimes. I know this post isn't the post to pour this drivel out, but today really was my awakening to some truth that I needed to know. And let me tell you, that's the truth that I needed to know. We need to stop comparing ourselves and our situations to anyone else. There. I'm not a pretty Cinderella crier, so we need to stop comparing ourselves to other people. We need to also be very guarded with what we believe to see, especially when we are looking at a video or content that is shared online. The word, you guys know this year I've vowed to live authentically and unapologetically. So I'm not going to apologize that you have to see emotions today, because they're real. Shelby is staring at me. They're real. They're real emotions. A lot of it is more frustration on myself for feeling the way that I felt that day. But let me tell you, sometimes when you want to make a change, whatever that change might be, Shelby, oh my gosh, she's ready to run the treadmill. Not really. Sometimes when you're so desperate and you want to make a change that you will almost fall for anything. I've heard it said that if you want to live a life that someone else is living, you need to duplicate what they're doing. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just do what they're doing. I can't do that. My life is not what someone else's life is, and neither is yours. Stop believing that garbage. If you see someone's life who inspires you, take that inspiration and work it into your life. Maybe someone online has really just done a great job at organizing their home and keeping a good, clean daily schedule or weekly schedule, and you love that. You can't, Shelby, stop. I don't know about you, I can't duplicate someone else's. I can't. I'm not a stay-at-home mom. I work full-time. I work full-time. I don't have young kids running around my house constantly having to pick up after. I did my fair share of that. So cleaning up for me is usually cleaning up after the dog, because she likes to strew her toys all over like a toddler. And mopping and sweeping and cleaning up dishes and stuff. My housekeeping is different than what it was when my kids were little. It's different. I don't have to, I don't know. And of course my thinking is different than what it was back then too. Yes, I want my home to be clean and cozy when someone walks in, and I don't want to feel embarrassed by it. But I don't feel like I need to have every nook and cranny spotless 24/7, 365 days a year. That's ridiculous. For me. That might be something you strive, that you strive for. I don't. But my point is, we have to be very careful who we compare ourselves to. And honestly, there's nobody you should be comparing your life to. Nobody. Nobody, nobody, nobody. And it is so funny because this particular person was launching a coaching program. And I was almost convinced to do it. I was almost convinced. And the day that I was going to sign up was the day that I had a key in the side of my tire that I had to replace. So kind of like some of the money that would have gone towards that is out the window. So it kind of took that option out the window as well. And I'm sitting here today so grateful that that happened. You know, when people say things happen for a reason, they happen for a reason. Even if they're frustrating and aggravating, they do happen for a reason. On the YouTube page, on the Facebook page for One Pretty Little Box today, and on Instagram this morning, I had shared this quote, and it fits perfectly into what I'm sharing. It says, don't compare yourself with anyone else in the world. If you do, you're insulting yourself. And that is so true. You and me, we are created to be this one complete, beautiful being that nobody else can replicate, that nobody else can share with the world. We just happen to live in a time where everyone else's life is shoved in your face, and you're sitting there thinking, oh wow, maybe I'm not doing enough. Sometimes personal conviction is good. I don't want to ever say that personal conviction is wrong. It's not. Maybe we do see somebody who is balancing their budget, and we're not. We're out spending 10, 20 bucks on planner stickers when we really don't have it to spend. Or we're out buying takeout food because we forgot to take out meat to defrost because we didn't plan and we didn't have a meal plan. You know? We've all been there. I'm not judging on that by any means. Oh my goodness, Shelby girl. That's not how the treadmill works. We don't, you know, mind you, I didn't have a meal plan for today, but I had chicken in my freezer, and I have potatoes, and we have vegetables, and guess what? We're having roasted chicken, mashed potatoes, veggies, and probably some gravy. Yum! Who won't want that? You know what I mean? You know, when I share these videos, I hope that I do share something that's inspirational, that inspires you in some way. But I don't want you ever to judge your life compared to mine. We are not the same people. If something I do inspires you, that's wonderful. But I hope that it's personal inspiration that you can take and use and make it work for you, and not feel convicted that you can't do what I do. Not that I don't think I do anything that great to want to be duplicated, but anywho, that Rose Friday, and I really wanted to film a video, but there was no way I would have contained the emotions even better than I did today. Today was pretty good. I am a person, I do wear my feelings on my sleeves. If something moves me to tears, I'm moved to tears, I don't hold them back. And I'm okay to share that because that's part of me, that's part of who I am. But Friday was no bueno. No way would I have been able to share that topic with those emotions that raw. I was very thankful I was in the office by myself first part of the day when all this stuff hit, and I had seen it and was dealing with it on my own in my head. And so it may explain a little bit on the live. I really was not in it to win it on our live Friday night. And I think Joel knew that, and I think that he likes to push my buttons when he knows that I'm not 100%. If I'm holding in some kind of issue that I'm dealing with, he likes to push the buttons till they come out. It's like he says he's my release valve, like on a pressure valve on your Instapot. And poor guy, he can unleash some stuff. Anyway, so our Friday live was a little off. It felt off from the get-go. Saturday, I kind of just laid low. Saturday was nice. Saturday and part of Sunday was good. I actually had some quiet time with just me, and I needed it desperately. But there you go. Don't compare yourself with anyone in this world, because you're only insulting yourself. It's not necessarily a compliment to another person. It's an insult to you. Go be the wonderful you that you are, and let the world see it for all that it is, because you're quite amazing, and the world needs to see that. So until tomorrow's video, I will let you guys go, and I will talk to you then.